Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So you are one of our newer ambassadors, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. And how long have you been on the Sheriff's Department?
This May will be about 3 years that I've been on with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department. And I've enjoyed every single moment of it. It's a family to me, and they've treated me so well. So having prior military background and then meeting some of the guys from Sacramento County at the gym they told me about an opening with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department, and they were just like a huge help to me, and they've always expressed to me, like, if you ever thought about doing a career in law enforcement, stuff like that, this Sacramento County is the place for you. And they've been nothing but helpful and give me all kinds of information, resources, and always just back me. Everybody's been supportive.
Awesome. And how long have you been an ambassador again?
For maybe a month now.
What drew you to become an ambassador?
Well, seeing what some of my partners go through, whether it be out in main jail, out in patrol, and stuff like that, like they don't always feel like they can open up and talk to anybody. I've seen a lot of people just feel like I have to maintain this stern, just like this hardcore like person where I don't need to really open up to anyone, but it's like that can hinder somebody from actually doing their job the appropriate way, or just not feeling like they have an outlet to talk to anybody. So, I mean, we either don't talk to each other, or you have some people that just feel like, oh, I can handle it all on my own. But the chaplains, they come in, they're always there, they're always supportive, they always come in with a smiling face in our briefings, and just like they let it be known that we're here for you. Whatever you need, we're here. So I love relationships like that, where people just have that open forum. You can come to me anytime. My door is always open. My phone's, you can hit me up 24/7 and stuff like that, and I'll be here for you. And I've seen them respond as such, whether it be an incident at the main jail or out in patrol where somebody goes through something traumatic, and then they respond, and they're there so fast, and it's awesome.
Great. Can you think of a specific incident or call or something where the chaplains have been there for you? Can you give me a little bit of a...
Well, it might not have been my situation specifically, but when there's a death in custody and stuff like that, and say there's a deputy who's new in the department, like young kid, older gentleman, or younger female and stuff like that, like they've never seen a dead body before, like the chaplains are there to kind of like talk to them and just kind of like help them go through the motion, because that's a traumatic experience. Not every day you see a dead body, and then you're supposed to go on with your day like nothing ever happened. So it's like they come in and they let them know it's like everything is going to be okay. It's one of those things where it happens, but you just have to keep doing your job and just maintain that professionalism. Don't snowball out, because a lot of people don't bounce back from stuff like that, and it's hard for anybody.
Awesome. What do you and your teammates find most valuable about having our chaplains at the briefings or on rifles or at the jail?
Well, they make it so easy to open up and actually talk to them. I remember when I first came on, and a chaplain just came to me and just started an open conversation. And it's like, oh wow, it's just like I'm new in the department, and nobody really wants to talk to me because I'm the new guy. But it's like, oh, you're here, welcome aboard and stuff like that. Welcome to the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department. Some of them are retired police or retired sheriff's deputies, and they just make it open for you to just like have a conversation. And that's one of the hard things. Not a lot of people are just like open or sociable and approachable with conversation, and they're very warm, they're very receptive to anything that you want to say, and they always offer a lot of information. They always leave that open door. So I love that, because I love talking, and I can talk on forever. And they're just like, don't worry, I'm an ear. Just go ahead and share. But they're always there. Like Chaplain Vicky, like she's always looked at me and like smile. Like she always has this very warm smile during briefings, and it's just, oh, I want to go and talk to her. So every time I see her at a briefing, I'm like this, hey, give her a hug and stuff like that. And she's introduced all the other chaplains and let our personnel know at the jail. It's like, these people are available to you whenever you need them, and just hit us up. Some people are receptive to that. Some people are just like, you'll see them sitting in their chairs and they kind of just going about their business. But if I'm able to create a rapport with her, and then I can talk to my partners, then we could basically link everything up together. Let them know what Chaplain Vicky or Chaplain Paul or Chaplain Linda has done for me, and therefore we can go ahead and extend that relationship towards our fellow partners, and then create this one team, one fight. That's my motto.
So if you had a fellow deputy that was hesitant about having the chaplains on a ride-along, they're going to thump a Bible, they're going to make me pray with them, what would you say to them to encourage them?
Well, I would basically open their eyes to like it's not about Bible, I mean, it's not about like you seeing it from my perspective. It's just opening your world towards like things that you never would have thought of. You know, every day I get a chance to sit down and talk with someone. Doesn't matter what walk of life they're from, but they're able to teach me something. And if they're able to teach me something, then I can convey it into a message that somebody else can understand. You know, I don't get a chance to walk in everybody else's shoes every day. I don't know what somebody else has been through. I only know what I've been through. But if I open up my mind to receive and process that information, then I can bring it on to somebody else in a way they can understand. So they allow me to be an open book, and their open book, so we can just like transfer information all around. So I like that.
Everyone keeps saying, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So don't, you're not going to go over there.
Okay.
Oh, we're not going over there?
Hey, thank you.
Oh,
Because
okay.
everybody else is gone. Manny's the last ambassador
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry. We have got some amazing stuff. My heart's thumping right now, just the amazing things that I've heard today.
So Manny's the last, all the other ambassadors have
Bottom of the
already
barrel.
left.
And I recognize you, I'm Chaplain Sue.
Hi, Chaplain Sue.
Thanks again.
Well, thank you.
See you.
Let me do that again.
Just watch out, he just had surgery, so.
Okay. Okay, so sorry about that,
No,
but
not a problem.
let me tell you, we're
You
getting
have a
some
wonderful
amazing
day.
stuff.
Thank
So
you. You too.
Manny, oh boy.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna call you Deputy.
You want to buy a vowel?
It says Manny K.
Manny K.
Manny K.
Okay, Deputy K.
Thanks.
Deputy
I
Manny K.
really appreciate it.
All right, so you're just gonna have a go ahead
Okay.
with Jed there, and you're gonna get hooked up with, go around this way probably.
Hey,
There you go.
wait, so when you guys are done, I'll meet you
Muddle
over
through
there.
it.
All right.
And then we'll get ready to go.
It's really, oh boy.
Yeah, because we've got to leave what?
It's Greek?
Five-
It doesn't get much
5-1?
bigger than that.
It's Constantinides.
Constantinides, yes. Wow, you actually did that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty darn good.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
That's impressive.
That was amazing.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for your support.
Is there an easy way to get the microphone? We can probably just do it under behind your tie. We don't even have to.
You, I'm
we
probably
don't
going
even
to.
have to do any disrobing or.
Well, it's a zipper, so we can just like hide it. I usually wear a microphone anyway, so.
Okay.
Thank you for your time today. We appreciate it.
Oh, you bet. Anything
Get
for the
lunch?
chaplaincy. Got a sandwich?
Good.
Life is good.
Good.
Oh, is there a zipper on the top and the bottom? Is that?
Well, you just want to hide this.
No. I was just the wire. I was just gonna so the wire wasn't in front of you, but I can put it behind your tie.
Oh, well,
So.
and then you're gonna run into that.
Yeah. I'll just
And
be
that's
on the
gonna
ground
clip on my
behind
back?
you.
Okay.
No, it's just
Well,
on
then
the
let's do
ground.
this.
Usually we toss that on the floor, so.
Let's do this. Clip it. Is it okay here?
Yep.
Let's run the wire down here. That was kind of stupid, doesn't it? No, it's not going to work. Shoot.
Let's go behind the tie.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I'll let you do it. Perfect.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and have a seat. Where did you grow up?
Bay Area.
We're in the Bay Area.
Born in Palo Alto, and between Palo Alto and Sunnyvale, South Bay Area. Yeah. Of course, who can afford to live there anymore, right?
Yeah. I grew up in Thousand Oaks, down in Ventura County.
Ugh.
It's a similar story.
Yeah.
Kids in my dad's family. He was a dentist, and nobody lives there now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the house I grew up in, although, when it sold, they tore it down and built something bigger to get more money. But a similar house across the street or next door, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, about 1,200 square feet, about $2 million.
I know. It's crazy. So, Deputy Manny K.
Yes.
It's
Constantinides.
Constantinides.
Yes.
All right. So you and I are just going to have a conversation. so if you could avoid looking at the light or the
Okay.
camera. If you do, it's no big deal. We have a lot of footage here, and we'll
Yeah,
edit
you-
and cut and things
yeah.
like that. But we're just gonna have a conversation. Did you have a chance to look at these?
Vicky read them to me yesterday, so
Okay.
there's no surprises.
Oh, no
Yeah.
worries, okay.
My daughter does this, by the way, so I get
So we-
interviewed frequently by my daughter.
Good, and we just love the candid conversation, so, you know, the less rehearsed it is, the better.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm Chaplain Sue, I'm a community chaplain, so I work scenes out in the
Absolutely.
Rancho Cordova area with you, and, and you're the ambassador, correct?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Are you ready? All right. So Deputy Manny, okay, I'm Chaplain Sue, and you're one of our LECS ambassadors. You're one of our LECS ambassadors, correct?
Proud to say I am, yes.
All right. How long have you been doing that?
I've been an ambassador. I was one of the first ambassadors from when Vicky started the program back. It's been 5, 6 years at least. That's back when I was still in patrol, so at least 5 years ago.
Okay. How long have you been on the Rancho Cordova Police Department?
Well, Rancho Cordova is a contract with the Sheriff's Department, so I'm a Sheriff's deputy. I've been with the Sheriff's Department here since 2001, and I've been an officer for 25 years.
Okay. All right. So what drew you to become an ambassador?
First of all, Vicky did. I love Vicky. But being that liaison between the chaplaincy, which I think is so important, not only in the community, but with us, law enforcement specifically, there needs to be a connect between the chaplaincy and the police departments. And we're so decentralized and widespread, and sometimes word doesn't get out. So it's something necessary to help get that word out and to keep the connection between the law enforcement agencies and the chaplaincy. And that's what drew me to it.
Perfect. All right. How have the chaplains impacted you as an officer or a deputy?
Where do I begin? Back in patrol, the chaplains would ride with me frequently on ride-alongs. I welcomed it. I encouraged it. And where I think a lot of officers tend to shy away from having ride-alongs, especially the chaplains, because of that fear of Bible thumping, because of the fear of they're going to preach to me, which is, clearly not true. But I loved having the chaplains with me in a patrol environment. I could tell you so many stories about how having a chaplain in the car with me has made my life easier, has helped so many people just on a ride-along in a day-to-day environment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is there a certain incident that you can tell me about, a certain call, where you turned around and went, thank goodness the chaplains are here?
I got to pick one. Chaplain Mike would ride with me frequently. And obviously Chaplain Mike has law enforcement background. He was an officer for a time, so he gets it. And the nice thing about having Chaplain Mike, actually all of the law enforcement chaplains, is you don't feel compelled to look out for them. They know what they're doing. You don't have to babysit them. And there's been so many times where, and I'll just pick one at random, we had an incident where it was some kind of family disturbance. And everyone is screaming and yelling, and it's heated, and we come pulling up to the house. It was a weekend, it was during the day, it was a summer, it was a nice day, and there's a group of people out on the front lawn who are arguing and fighting and actively screaming and yelling at each other. So I get out, and I go into my cop mode, and Mike gets out and goes into his mode. And he picks out his person, goes over there, gives him a big hug, and says, I'm here for you. I'm here from the chaplaincy. I'm not the police. I'm not one of them. So you can talk to me. And does such a huge part helping to diffuse this so I can go in and do my job, and yet he just falls into chaplain mode and helps. I don't even know what they talked about, but he helped the family, and I did my part, and it just worked.
It's a winning combination.
Absolutely. And I got tons of other stories, but anyway.
Okay, well, that's perfect, and I'd love to hear them sometime. So, what do you and your teammates find most valuable about having chaplains at the briefings?
That exchange of information. I think one of the most valuable things is everybody knows the chaplains are there. They know they exist, and for the most part, everybody on the team knows what the chaplains can do for them. There's a lot of misconceptions. The Bible thumping, for example. They're afraid that they're going to come preach to them. So it helps dispel those myths, and I think the biggest positive of having the chaplains at the briefings, and not just at the briefings, but in and out of the station houses, coming to our events, coming to our calls, going to our DUI checkpoints, not just the briefings, but having the chaplains there on a consistent basis is that face recognition and that trust that builds up, because we're cops. We don't trust people. So that repeated exposure to the chaplains and then getting to know them and then getting to trust them, that's huge. And I don't think anything can substitute for that besides that consistent face-to-face contact and getting to know someone. And then when you trust them, well then you tell your friends, you know what, this guy's okay. I can trust him. He's this, he's that, he's not this, he's not that. And it builds a relationship between the chaplaincy and I'd like to say our department, but again, we're so decentralized, it's our division and our group and our team, if that makes sense.
It does. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's it?
Thank you so
That was
much.
easy.
Yeah, that told you. Very easy. Thank you so much.
You
I
bet.
appreciate
Tell
it.
stories about
Chaplain Mike?
how you met your wife or your kids, or what does your daughter do for video or interviewing?
Well, she's graduating from high school next month, and she's in I forget what it is, a media program.
Broadcasting, media.
Yeah, which is what she wants to go into. So they make all the movies for the school, all the
Everything
videos.
happens on stage, productions.
Well, they actually make films
Oh.
as part of their class and
Oh.
curriculum,
Fun for
plus
them.
all that stuff. I mean, anybody can record, something on stage. But they actually make and edit movies. She's taught how to use this equipment. She's taught how to use Photoshop and all the various video editing programs, and actually make movies
Wow.
and make commercials.
Not what I had in high school.
Oh no, I don't think anybody had that in high school.
Well, thank you for your service.
You bet.
Have a safe day.
Thank you. And you guys are done, right?
I don't know. I think we're actually headed to a briefing